gentlemen, welcome back to Crow Island Farms at Home. My name is Chef D, working with Hunt Harvest Health to bring you all the best recipes, scratch cooking at home, wild game, backpack food, and farm to table. Today I got a wonderful recipe for you. We're going to show you how to do tomato sauce from scratch, as farming is coming right along right now in Washington and almost the West Coast. Tomatoes will be coming out this summer. This is a wonderful recipe that you can put in all your dishes. Everything bases of cioppino, you got marinara sauce, bolognese, your lasagnas, your pastas, soups, anything that you could ever want. So join me in the kitchen and let's start cooking. All right, before we dive into our ingredients, we're going to talk about tomato selection real quick. I always do a 3-to-1 ratio of Campari tomatoes and Roma tomatoes. I really like the Campari tomato. This is the lover's tomato. I find that it has very good meat to it, so you get that real rich depth of sauce as well as sweetness and aromatics. And then I like to use my Roma tomatoes to bulk it up. You can also use plum tomatoes, San Marzano tomatoes, and they will give you this really good depth of flavor and viscosity in your sauce. Be able to grab pastas and be able to have bases of your ciopinos, your tomato fondue, or anything that calls for tomato sauce. Now, you can use any kind of tomato you want from your garden. You can use cherry tomatoes, beef steaks, anything that you could ever want, but the water content in them makes it really hard to make a really nice thick sauce. So if you're gonna do a gazpacho or some kind of tomato water, something really artsy, wonderful idea to use that. Otherwise, I like to keep those to salads and try to stay with more of my hearty tomatoes for the sauce. So we're gonna turn our burner on medium-high heat. I got my wooden spoon, I got a Rondo. A Rondo is in between a saute pan and a pot. And the reason we use a Rondo is for evaporation. If we had a pot while it's simmering, some of the liquid wouldn't evaporate, so it wouldn't get like the thickness that we would want in our sauce. If we use a saute pan, too much liquid would evaporate and it would just turn into tomato paste. So we're gonna get all of our ingredients, put a little bit of canola oil in here, and we're gonna start cooking. So our tomato sauce has been simmering for about an hour, and to finish the tomato sauce, you're gonna need a blender and a ladle. That way you can transfer it properly without spilling all over your countertops. Now on my blender, I got a little plastic knob on top of the actual cap. I like to take that off. It helps prevent all the steam outside of it. That way you don't get all this pressure from the heat building up in there, and your lid won't blow off and possibly burn yourself and get all over your ceiling. So I like to hold a towel over top, release it every now and then as the mixture's blending properly, and add my oil in there to help emulsify my sauce. All right, so now we have our finished product, our nice tomato sauce right here. Now, a lot of people like to strain it. They like to push it through a fine mesh sieve, which is one of these guys. You can take a spoon or a ladle, put your tomato sauce in, and then push it through, and that'll take out any kind of texture in there, any tomato skin that's left over after blending. Make it all nice and velvety smooth. I personally like the rustic tomato sauce and the texture like this. I feel like that's how Grandma used to make. And now we're gonna put it in cans. We can freeze it in bags, put it on our shelf after canning, or in our freezer or fridge, and we have tomato sauce for the year to come. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me, Chef D, in my kitchen here with Crow Island Farms at Home in collaboration with Hunt Harvest Health. Please check out everything else they have on their website and all of our recipes as well as their own for at-home cooking. We look forward to bringing you some more recipes. Bon appetit.